Okay, you're welcome to another section of my Riz learning journey. This is African Cyber Girl, where she learns cybersecurity from zero to cyber shield. But the focus is cloud security, and the tool that we're focusing on for now is Wiz. If this is the first time watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching them. I hope you like them. I hope you like it here. I hope that you become a subscriber from a viewer. I hope that you also like this video as a proof that you actually enjoyed it. But if this is your second time, third time, or this isn't your first time, you have my heart. Thank you so much for always tuning back in. It means a lot. And without further ado, let us go right in to today's video. So we've done a video previously about how we can work with tags and queries, but today we just want to play around. Okay, and so the first thing we're going to be doing right now is to find a virtual machine hosting a technology that has a vulnerability finding. We're working with the security graph, and we'll just see how it looks like, not as a table layer, but like a graph. Like you see what I mean in a while. So we're going over to Explorer here, right? And we'll come over to Security Graph. So today's lab actually has all my sidebar labeled as compared to the old videos. I mean, if you've seen my old videos, you'd see that I have to actually cram these icons or just, mentally assume what they are. So yeah, this is what a security graph looks like. We'll come over here to resource, cloud resource. You click on it. This gives you the list of possible root criteriums that you can choose from. So because we're looking for virtual machines that are hosting a technology and also has a vulnerability finding, we just pick a virtual machine as a root criterion. This can be optimized, but let's just, go through this route. So we have a virtual machine picked, chosen, right? So the next thing that we would do, which is to find that it hosts the technology, is that we would have to come over to this filter and search for hosted technology. So you come over here and you search for hosted hosted technology. We can see that here. So we click on hosted technology. Now we've been able to we've been able to query virtual machines that is hosting a technology. So the next thing we were doing is that it has a vulnerability finding. Okay. So we go over here, look for findings, right? I mean, there's vulnerability there. You can see that. You can decide to click this. And I mean, I've not really looked into the difference between clicking straight on vulnerability and actually going through findings. I'm just following how I've been taught, but we can always check that out, right? So for findings, after we select findings, then can proceed to selecting our vulnerability. Okay, vulnerability. I'll come over here and select that. So right now, we've been able to find virtual machines that is hosting a technology and that it has a vulnerability finding. The result we have here is about 10,000 plus. But let's say we don't follow through findings to vulnerability, we just go all the way straight to vulnerability. Let's see if our results would change. Let's just see. So I'm getting rid of this and this. So come over here straight up and we'll check for vulnerability and see how that works. So we'll click on this virtual machine here. I will select vulnerability. I mean, nothing much, still the same result. Not that it changed or anything. And we can also see this here in the list that we have. You can check out the graph. Although since it's just three things we search for, the graph shouldn't be so much detail. The graph shouldn't be so much detail. Okay, so we can see the graph here. Remember that we just searched for two things, and we can just see the two things right here, which is hosted technology. We have our findings here. Trying to see what this is. Yeah, so we have our virtual machine, which is our instance in this situation, right? So we have hosted technologies, we have a virtual machine, and then we have our findings. Looks good. So the next query that we want to query is we can go back to table. Is that we want to look for containers that has an application endpoint. Can get rid of this. So we can decide to get rid of all of this, out of this. You can come to new search, and then we'll click on cloud resource, and then we can search for container, right? And we can also search for application endpoints. It's quite simple. So come over and click on container here, right? Once that is clicked, we can now filter from the container and application endpoints, just as the query told us to. So yeah, so we can see that. So we have our containers that has an application endpoint. Our result here is 92. Not so much. I mean, as much as our virtual machine. But basically, that's just how you can query. And the last thing I want us to query is going to be a bit detailed, something really new, not really, really new, but then new. And that is, we want to look for virtual machines that are running MongoDB and are exposed to the internet. Piece of cake. How can I prove it? All right, new search, cloud resource, right? And what's the first thing that we're going to be picking? Yes, you guessed that right. Our virtual machine, which is going to be our root criterion. Remember, we're looking for virtual machines that are running MongoDB and are exposed to the internet. How can we get a virtual machine running the MongoDB? So we can now check for hosted technology. And then under hosted technology, a technology ID can be MongoDB. So hosted technology. So we've selected hosted technology, and we are going to select our under hosted technology. So technology ID. And what is our technology ID? Mongo MongoDB. So we have MongoDB 1, MongoDB 2. Should we select all three? Let us select all three. I mean, why not? Right? So we can see our results, but we're not done yet. Remember that we also want to check the ones that are exposed to the internet. And how can we do that? We can come straight up to our virtual machines here, and now for exposure to internet, yeah, you can choose successful HTTP GET. You can go straight away to select internet exposure. Internet exposure. I feel like there's more than one way that you can kill a bird. I can say it, or however way you like to interpret that. There's many more ways that you can kill a bird, right? So this is the result. This is how our query will look like. Yeah, that is how we can, do these queries. There's a lot of queries that we can do. A lot of them. And all of them, we are going to do them right here in this channel. Until then, see you next time in my next video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't, so that when I post another video, you'll be the first to know. And because I don't have a particular day right now that I post video, I post as much as I make. You have to subscribe so that you know when I post another one. Turn on your post notifications so that you are aware when my next video drops. Until then, see you next time, my lovely family.